Bad news for DA Fani Willis, as she may be set for a gag order, believe it or not. And there's rumors that she committed a felony by recording someone in secret. So Willis has time and time again embarrassed Judge Scott McAfee by specifically going against his orders. She did it recently when she was told not to use the race card. And what did she do after that? Well, she then used the race card. It's obvious that Willis feels as if McAfee is below her given how she's acted in court. However, McAfee has also opened up the possibility that could allow Donald Trump and his co-defendants to ask for a gag order on Fani Willis, citing that she's possibly swaying the minds of potential jurors even before a trial is set. Now, many say that the DA is way too open about this case. It's like she's comfortable sharing every detail that she can, which in turn undermines the court's orders. Something that some experts believe is well within her rights as a prosecutor.
What about the DA herself and these claims, right, which have been made for some time, that she does talk too much about the case?
Yeah, I think the district attorney's office feels like she's allowed to talk about certain things related to the case. She's allowed to say we're moving forward. She's allowed to sort of explain to the public where they are in such an important monumental case, especially because she's running for re-election and she needs to sort of tell her voters what she's doing for them. And this obviously isn't the only case on her docket. There's plenty of other things she can campaign on. But I think the district attorney's office feels like they are well within their rights to make some comments. She's not going out there and prejudging the guilt of the defendants.
Do you agree that Willis hasn't gone out and prejudged the guilt of Donald Trump and his co-defendants? Has she shown that she's impartial with this case? If anything, she's shown that she's defiant. She's shown this when she basically told Representative Jim Jordan that she doesn't care about their investigations. This is related to an email sent by the U.S. House Committee on the Judiciary, which zeroes in on the potential misuse of federal funds. So Willis has already faced something very similar when it came out that she and her ex-lover Nathan Wade went on expensive vacations. Vacations that many speculate were paid for by the people of Georgia. Now, in response to Jordan, Willis wrote that nothing will derail her and her team from bringing this election interference case against Donald Trump to trial. Now, analysts have argued that Donald Trump has been derailing the case himself by stalling for as long as he can. And some critics of the former president say that he's only able to do this because he has the resources to do so. But here's a question that a lot of people are asking. Has any normal American citizen been subjected to prosecution like this? We could probably go down the line of cases that he's facing, but let's just stick with Georgia for now. The argument is that he's an American citizen and he's protected by the First Amendment, meaning that he can say whatever he wants. None of us necessarily have to believe him, but that's the argument. In New York, with Attorney General Letitia James, they're trying to make him pay almost $500 million for something that investors consider to be the norm, a crime with no victims. Although things there have changed, but you guys see the point here, right? Trump is using the legal system to try and protect himself. He's not going beyond it because if he did, we wouldn't hear the end of it. And just to give you guys a quick trip down memory lane, a member of the Fulton County Election Board just recently testified that they counted 147,000 mail-in ballots that didn't have their signatures verified. These votes were counted in the 2020 presidential elections. Was that part of what Donald Trump was alluding to when he questioned the 2020 presidential elections to begin with? Possibly. And you guys should know that the same board member voted not to certify the 2020 presidential election because of this same reason. He also said that they had more people in active voter rolls than the entire population of Georgia.
There are currently over 250 open cases from 2020, and we have 23 investigators to follow up on them. Some of these include a charge in Gwinnett County that absentee ballots outnumber absentee envelopes. This is the kind of specific charge that our office can investigate and ascertain the truth. We have multiple investigations underway surrounding absentee ballots in Fulton, Gwinnett, Cobb, and many others. We continue our investigations into potential dead, double voters, and non-resident voters. As we move to the December 1st election, which is tomorrow, and the January 5th federal runoffs, we have to remain vigilant. That is why I'm announcing an investigation into third-party groups working to register people in other states to vote here in Georgia. We have opened an investigation into a group called America Votes, who is sending absentee ballot applications to people at addresses where they have not lived since 1994. Vote Forward, who attempted to register a dead Alabama voter, a woman, to vote here in Georgia. The New Georgia Project, who sent voter registration applications to New York City, and Operation New Voter Registration Georgia, who is telling college students in Georgia that they can change their residency to Georgia and then change it back after the election. Let me be very clear again. Voting in Georgia when you are not a resident of Georgia is a felony.
Kind of fishy, right? How's that even possible? Now let's go ahead and move on to a new accusation against DA Fani Willis. And no, it's not another ex-lover this time around. The allegation is that Willis illegally recorded a call between her and one of the defense attorneys or lawyers in this Georgia case. Now, this is a big problem if it's proven true. So, attorney Christopher Kakarov, who's representing Harrison Floyd, says that Willis recorded a call between her and one of Kakarov's colleagues without their knowledge. He said that Willis reached out to this colleague from Maryland. He says that the DA was rude and abrupt with him on the phone, and without his knowledge, their conversation was allegedly recorded. Granted though, a majority of states have one-party consent laws. This means that a conversation can be recorded so long as one person consents. However, 11 states don't have the same law. That includes Maryland, where they require two-party consent. This is under Maryland's Wiretap Act.
He was given an opportunity to cooperate with the rules of this case, and what he really did was spit on the court and refuse to oblige by 3 of the 7 conditions of this bond order.
And here's the thing. So Kakarov says that this is a felony in Maryland. And according to their law, recording a private conversation without consent from both parties is punishable by up to 5 years in prison. You can also be fined $10,000 to go along with your prison time. This could very well have Willis disbarred and obviously removed from the Georgia case. Harrison Floyd took to X to comment on this entire ordeal, saying that Willis illegally recorded a call with his lawyer. He then called the DA a DEI thug with a law license and asked, will anyone in Georgia stand up to her? Many say that this is a jab at Judge Scott McAfee because he seems to be getting trampled on by Fani Willis. Critics also argue that Willis has shown extreme unprofessionalism by doing something like this, and it's led some to believe that she believes she's above the law. But of course, that's just the optics that critics see in her. Now, a day after calling the DA out for allegedly illegally recording someone from Maryland, Floyd then went and told Willis that she should recuse herself from the case. Either that or face time in jail. It's important to note that Floyd is the only one of Donald Trump's co-defendants who faced jail time because of the Georgia case. He's also a black man. Many people are questioning why was he the only out of all of these different defendants, 18 other co-defendants, jailed, but the other co-defendants were not. He was eventually let out of jail after a $100,000 bond was covered. To date, we're seeing Willis dig herself deeper and deeper into a hole that she may not get out of. We're still waiting on the decision if Willis will be allowed to stay on this case. However, with everything that seems to be going on outside of the courtroom, many speculate that it's only a matter of time until she's booted. But what do you guys think? Has Willis acted honorably during her time as a prosecutor? As always, you guys are free to have your own opinions. I'm only here to keep you guys informed and bring you guys the facts. Now, before I go, just want to thank y'all for your time. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thank you for sharing these videos, and I'll see you on the next one.